So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, there's Ellie Setback in an interview with Eddie Hearn said that Errol Spence told Ellie Setback the day before that Errol Spence would want 10 million to face Kell Brook. I'm gonna make a separate video about Errol Spence. I don't know whether all is well after the crash. If I'm honest with you, and Kell Brook kind of tweeted to Errol Spence, "Are you all right, pal?" Because I don't know, he tagged Kell Brook in something and saying, "Thanks to Kell Brook, I won them." But forget that a second. I want to talk about whether Errol Spence is serious about rematching Kell Brook. I don't think he is. I think he's just putting a number out there because Ellie Setback might have probably asked him a question: would you consider fighting Kell Brook? And he's basically what he's saying is, if the money's ridiculous, then I'll face him. Otherwise, Kell Brook doesn't really bring anything to the table. Errol Spence has said this many times before that, you know, he's not interested in a fight with Kell Brook. He doesn't feel that Kell Brook does anything for him, and unless Kell Brook becomes a champion at 154, he's not really interested in facing Kell Brook. And Terence Crawford will face Kell Brook because Terence Crawford hasn't faced Kell Brook before, so you understand why Terence Crawford would be interested in a Kell Brook fight. However, why would Errol Spence, who already went to your backyard and beat you, he wouldn't really be interested in a Kell Brook fight? So the fact that he's asking for 10 million is basically, if the money is too good, then I'll take the fight and beat him again. But if the money's not great, or the money's not, you know, not even great, because, you know, to be honest, 5 million to face Kell Brook would be great. But if the money's not outstanding and Kell Brook doesn't bring anything to the table, then really, I don't really want that fight. I think the only way Errol Spence fights Kell Brook again is if Kell Brook wins a world title at 154, or if for example, Kell Brook fights Terence Crawford and beats him, then, you know, that rematch is viable. Or if, like I said, you know, they're offering him $10 million or something like that, something ridiculous, which, you know, that he's not going to get for a fight with Kell Brook, because firstly, Kell Brook is not that big a star where he can generate those numbers to pay Errol Spence that kind of money. In the UK or in the US, we know that Kell Brook's not known at all. But in the UK, you know, Kell Brook doesn't generate that kind of money where they can afford to pay $10 million. And then remember, Kell Brook's got to be paid. So Eddie Hearn would be with, you know, have a huge loss if he was to give those kind of numbers to Errol Spence. Now, that fight potentially could happen if DAZN are willing to put up the money and have that fight in the US, but I don't think they would, because I don't think that fight moves the needle for DAZN. Like I said, I think DAZN are being more calculated now with their money, because they would still fork out the money before a fight where they think is going to move the needle. Now, for a fight against with Kell Brook and Errol Spence, is that fight going to bring in subscriptions for DAZN? Not really. It's not that big a fight. Like I said, Kell Brook's not really that known in America. And Errol Spence, although he's a rising star, you know, to pay that sum of money doesn't really make sense for DAZN for that stature of fight. Yeah, it's not that big a fight. You know, it'd be against a guy. It'd be a fight that would be recycling a fight that's already happened. Yes, I think it's a good fight, but it's nothing more than a good fight. It's not a fight where, you know, you'd be considering paying Errol Spence 10 million for. You know, I think you'd be throwing away money if you pay that kind of money to Errol Spence for a fight like that. And then you've got to also pay Kell Brook. So if Errol Spence is getting 10 million, Kell Brook's going to want a couple mil as well. So, you know, that's 13, 14 million. And really, that fight's not going to generate that kind of money. So whether you do it from a pay-per-view platform or whether DAZN do it from the platform that they offer, it just doesn't make sense, because DAZN are all about bringing in subscriptions, and that fight to me doesn't really move the needle for them. That money that Errol Spence is demanding is unrealistic, and the reason why he's demanding it, because he doesn't really want to fight Kell Brook. He feels that he's already beaten Kell Brook, and Kell Brook doesn't really offer him anything and doesn't bring anything to the table, which, you know, is a fair point from Errol Spence. He doesn't really bring anything to the table. He's already beat him. Why face him again? You know, Errol Spence is more looking for the fights against Terence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, where he wants to unify and become undisputed. You know, he's not really interested in a fight with Kell Brook again. But like I said, if the money's too good, he'll consider it. Or if Kell Brook wins a world title, he'll probably consider it. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.